And we're ready to run. The Cathay Pacific Jockey Club Sprint, 1,200 metres, and the gates crash back, they're off. Getting it off to a great start, Dim Sum and Sweet Serenade, they're vying for the early lead. Rocket Man and Multi Glory go forward, and Little Bridge will just sit on the back of the speed. Caught wide, Our Lucky Baby from Tai Singye, One World, Sacred Kingdom, Lucky 9, 3 wide from Let Me Fight and Cerise Cherry's last. Dim Sum a clear leader into the first turn. By 2 on Sweet Serenade, Multi Glory, Rocket Man down to the fence in fourth. Our Lucky Baby 3 wide improving. Little Bridge on the bridle midfield from Tai Singye and Sacred Kingdom taking closer order 3 deep. A length to One World, Cerise Cherry, Lucky 9's 3 wide, second last, and Let Me Fight's at the rear. Onto the turn in the Jockey Club Sprint. Dim Sum in front of Sweet Serenade, Multi Glory's off the bridle. Rocket Man fourth on the fence from Little Bridge. Now Sacred Kingdom gets going. Shot past Our Lucky Baby. One World and Lucky 9 just labouring a fraction. It's Dim Sum the leader, but Sacred Kingdom's got him in his sights. Little Bridge running a cheeky race. One World's running on from Lucky 9. Sacred Kingdom's going after Dim Sum. Rocket Man is spearing through near the rails. Rocket Man and One World the outside. Oh, Rocket, I'd say. Give it to Rocket Man. A nose to One World. In third position, Little Bridge from Sacred Kingdom, Dim Sum. Then Cerise Cherry, Lucky 9, Let Me Fight. Then Sweet Serenade, Multi Glory, and Our Lucky Baby was last in. Great finish. Rocket Man lengthening on the far side, and One World the outside. Sacred Kingdom didn't see it out. His shutter cam, well, hang on, One World the outside. Boy, he's got very close, One World. One World and Rocket Man, there's nothing in this. Little Bridge has run third, and it looks as though Dim Sum's held off Sacred Kingdom for fourth. Well, what a finish. One World's travelled well back in the field. He had the cover. He was the late shortener too, One World. Should it go his way, $150 the win, $26 the place, or 2 Rocket Man, $180 for the win and $32 the place. I had to say, watching it live, I thought there might have been a margin for Rocket Man on the inside, but having seen Shuttercam, One World is right in this. One World just had his head turned a fraction to the left, which I thought might have cost him in the photo, but this is a nail-biting finish. The champ not up to it today, Sacred Kingdom, sitting a little bit wide back in the field. And, well, he had the job to get Dim Sum there. And at the end, One World has threaded his way towards the centre part of the track. And Rocket Man coming from one off the fence, having taken a sit off the speed in the run. Still no result here. Very close photo between One World and Rocket Man. Well, Rocket Man was always going to add plenty of interest to this race today. And the trip's been well. Club Sprint, 1,200 metres. And the gates crash back, they're off. Getting it off to a great start, Dim Sum and Sweet Serenade, they're vying for the early lead. Rocket Man and Multi Glory go forward, and Little Bridge will just sit on the back of the speed. Caught wide, Our Lucky Baby from Tai Singye, One World, Sacred Kingdom, Lucky 9, 3 wide from Let Me Fight and Cerise Cherry's last. Dim Sum a clear leader into the first turn. By 2 on Sweet Serenade, Multi Glory, Rocket Man down to the fence in fourth. Our Lucky Baby 3 wide improving. Little Bridge on the bridle midfield from Tai Singye and Sacred Kingdom taking closer order 3 deep. A length to One World, Cerise Cherry, Lucky 9's 3 wide, second last, and Let Me Fight's at the rear. Onto the turn in the Jockey Club Sprint. Dim Sum in front of Sweet Serenade, Multi Glory's off the bridle. Rocket Man fourth on the fence from Little Bridge. Now Sacred Kingdom gets going. Shot past Our Lucky Baby. One World and Lucky 9 just labouring a fraction. It's Dim Sum the leader, but Sacred Kingdom's got him in his sights. Little Bridge running a cheeky race. One World's running on from Lucky 9. Sacred Kingdom's going after Dim Sum. Rocket Man is spearing through near the rails. Rocket Man and One World the outside. Oh, Rocket, I'd say.
No number.
Could be a dead heat, this, boys.
Could very well be. No, it is. It's a dead heat. It's a dead heat. But, Frosty, what a run by the Singapore horse.
Oh, that's a huge result for Singapore. And with Rocket Man, yeah, he looked like he was going to get it, but we'll settle for a dead heat.
Yeah, it's still a win.
Yeah, that's it.
But very deceptive finish. It looked like Rocket Man all over the last 50 was going to get it, and then One World has really lunged late, and together they've hit it locked together, and the judge hasn't been able to separate them.
That was, absolutely. And well done to the Singaporeans as well. It's a great result for them.
Yeah, there's Fred Crabbe, the owner of Rocket Man. He's had some wonderful horses in his career as an owner, but none as good as this one, Frosty.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, he's the star of the show, Rocket Man. And I think, I think it all came down to the ride. We were all concerned about the barrier, what was going to happen in the race. But, about 400 metres after the start, Felix had him on the rails in the perfect position.
Might have been a real blessing too with the horse on his outside, just helping him get around that bend. There are the dividends.
Dim Sum going along as quick as it did helped them out.
Yeah.
They got so strung out that it just made Felix's job easy. And he ran a big race, Dim Sum, too, at odds.
$90.50 and $32.50 Rocket Man, $77.50, $26.50 for One World, $31 for Little Bridge, who's run a game third, ahead of Dim Sum, who's finished in fourth. The Tierces, 10,562, 9,487. And the other dividends there on screen. We'll have a couple of photos.
Big run from Little Bridge too. He was headed by Sacred Kingdom. He doesn't give up, Little Bridge, does he? And he hasn't been beaten all that far either.
He hasn't.
It's only his sixth career start. He's a young horse on the way up.
It's a great
Terrific
effort.
run.
Yeah, great effort from him for sure. One World was momentarily held up in the straight as well, so possibly a little unlucky not to have won.
Yeah, well, he did win, but of course he'll have to share the
win
prize.
outright, I should say.
Yeah, but no, it was a big run from him, One World, and well, what an intriguing race it's going to be now, the sprint here with Rocket Man dead heating here in the Jockey Club sprint with One World, who of course ran second to Sacred Kingdom last year in the grand final, so to speak. And there's Patrick Shaw and Fred Crabbier talking to Felix Coetzee. You might have to make another trip up here, Frost.
I think I might, yes. And there's the photo there. And they did match up against each other in Dubai when Rocket Man finished in front of One World.
Yeah.
Well, Darren Beadman having a great day. Likewise, Felix as well. And Felix must be thrilled to be back in Hong Kong.
Absolutely. Sacred Kingdom. He loomed up to win it. I just wonder whether he was a run short.
Looked that way.
It did look
he
that
travelled
way.
really well, and he blew up. Of course, he was beaten in this race last year as well and came out and blew them away. But One World was unlucky in this race last year.
I've got to say, boys, I thought he needed his first up run, but he blew them away. And then even down there today, looking at him, I think he'll come on for that run as well. He should be spot on for International Day.
I would think so too. And he really won out of just pure freshness, didn't he, over the 1,000? So. I wouldn't be writing him off yet. He's won 2 out of the last 3, but it's going to be a very intriguing race, and well, barrier draws will be so important now. Lucky 9. Where did he
ran about
finish?
5th.
Ran about 5th.
Just need to have a look at the head-on, really.
Well,
there's not much between a lot of them. That's what's going to make next month's race so intriguing, because they're all at the top of their game, and great to see Rocket Man there at the top of his form and transferring that form to here. You'd think he's only going to get better for the run there today as well. Didn't he go out at a silly price at 18?
Yes, and well, like yourself, Frosty, Singapore would have been standing up out of their seats at the furlong with Rocket Man coming through on the rail.
We were lucky not to lose Frosty out of the window here.
I think a few people might have heard me from Singapore here. Yeah, giving him a big roar when he was just in the last furlong. Yeah, no, it was a great thrill.
Yeah,
and that's what racing's all about.
Exactly right. We'll stand by for correct weight. The Chock's having a few giggles about it as well, Darren Beadman and Felix Coetzee. And we'll get a look at the patrol footage in a moment also for you following the running of this fantastic race. And we've got a presentation coming up shortly, so this will be interesting.
Yes, the big trophy.
Yes. So, dual winners. First time in the history of this race that's ever occurred. It's funny how things happen. We had a dead heat in the last on Wednesday night. We've had a dead heat here, and generally things come in threes.
We haven't had a dead heat for so long, and we've had 2 in 1 week.
Yeah. It's ironic how things like that occur. And tell us, Frosty, Rocket Man, generally, what's he like after a race? He pulls up pretty well, doesn't, generally take too much out of his racing.
Yeah, no, usually he's good condition-wise, and no, he should pull up well from that. But they'll keep an eye on his body weight, and now he's here and he's had that run out of the way. I think he can only improve with that run under his belt. He's got time between now for the international sprint, so there's a lot of upside about it. Just hopefully he can draw a decent gate for the big one.
Well, that takes his record now to 15 starts, 12 wins and 3 seconds. Of course, two horses to have beaten him, Green Birdie and Sacred Kingdom. Can you remember the other horse that beat Rocket Man?
It was
in Dubai.
King Sale King.
King Sale King, of course.
Yeah. So he has been mixing it with the best, Rocket Man, and he's really done Singapore proud today. And Felix Kutsi, a South African, you know, good association with Patrick Shaw. He's known him for plenty of years, so you know, it's seemed to work out quite well.
A little bit of concern earlier on in the week that he, you know, after he'd arrived, he'd lost a little bit of weight, Frosty, but they've obviously been able to work with him.
Yeah, that was a lot to do with the scales. They thought the scales were out, and then they got that fixed up. So it was just.
各位來賓，國泰航空馬會短途錦標頒獎儀式現在開始。Ladies and gentlemen, the trophy presentation of the Cathay Pacific Jockey Club Sprint will now commence.
各位馬迷大家好，我相信大家頭先都一齊見證咗一場非常之戰況激烈嘅賽事，就係國際二級賽2010國泰航空馬會短途錦標啦。賽果真係好特別啦，係好難得一見啊！我哋本地嘅同一世界同埋嚟自新加坡嘅火箭人呢，係獲得雙冠軍啊！咁至於本地嘅新星小橋流水呢，亦都係跑入位置攞第3名嘅，係咪值得大家一齊俾啲掌聲啊？好精彩嘅一場賽事嚇！ 而家我哋有請本會董事李國棟醫生就係將獎杯同埋銀碟頒出俾就係勝出頭馬嘅馬主，同一世界嘅馬主蘇海榮先生，以及係火箭人嘅馬主 Gabriel Alfredo Leonardo Anado。The club steward Dr. Danehill is now presenting the International Group 2 race Cathay Pacific Jockey Cup Sprint Main Trophy and Silver Dish to winning owner Mr. Jackson So of One World and Mr. Gabriel Alfredo Leonardo Anado of Rocketman。 好啦，跟住我哋繼續就係有請李醫生係將銀碟同埋係分別頒發俾我哋勝出頭馬嘅練馬師同埋騎師嘅嚇。勝出頭馬嘅練馬師分別就係有 Rocketman 嘅邵爾，以及係同一世界嘅約翰摩亞。至於騎師方面策騎火箭人嘅就係高亞智。咁至於策騎同一世界就係白德文。 Dr. Lee is now presenting the silver dishes to the winning trainer Patrick Shaw and John Moore and jockey Felix Cozy and Darren Beekman. Woo! 兩個騎師都各自有唔同嘅 fans 啊嚇！唔該晒李醫生。跟住落嚟，我哋有請國泰航空公司企業事務董事莊慧欣小姐係致送紀念品俾勝出頭馬嘅馬主、練馬師同埋騎師㗎。We will now invite Ms. Queen Strong, Director Corporate Affairs of Cathay Pacific Airways Limited, to present souvenirs to the winning owner, trainer and jockey. 台上面真係非常之熱鬧嚇。 再一次恭喜晒 ，congratulations！ 嗱，今日我哋睇到3場嘅前哨戰競爭已經咁劇烈啦，相信去到國泰航空香港國際賽當日一定會更加緊張㗎啦。好，我哋影張大合照先。 亦都要多謝我哋嘅頒獎嘉賓莊小姐 Miss Queen Strong。Oh, 2 kisses, yeah. Okay, a group photo to commemorate this very, very special moment. 嗱，當然約定大家啦。頭先講到國泰航空香港國際賽當日12月12號我哋就喺沙田馬場呢度係再見下，再次欣賞一啲咁競爭激烈嘅賽事。Thank you. I'm sure the races will be far sure getting more exciting on the day of Cathay Pacific Hong Kong International Races on the December 12th. Thank you, and that's the end of the trophy presentation. So see you all on December 12th. 多謝晒，到時再見。